Hey, and welcome to the Variant Cast. I am here with the one, the only, the hottest acting scab in Hollywood right now, Trent Joseph. How you doing tonight?
Good. How's it going, Ty? Excited to be here.
I am doing good. I'm also excited to be here for the very first inaugural episode of the Variant Cast, where we talk a variety of topics. Different things, mainly about pop culture, nerd shit, and just all of the fun stuff that you like to talk about your friends with.
Heck yeah. I'm excited to chop it up.
Heck yeah. So, just getting into it, the main things we're going to be talking about on this show, we're going to quickly hop into a little bit of Starfield, but if gaming's not your thing, don't worry. Feel free to skip ahead, or it'll just be real quick. Maybe you'll learn something, get enticed to play it. We're then going to talk about the writer's strike, and it's finally over. Woohoo! And
Heck
we got a
yeah.
few other things planned for you, so make sure you stick around for those. So, without further ado, let's just kind of hop into it. So I think the biggest thing, we should probably just go into the writer's strike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just ended
this is
2 days
biggest
ago.
breaking news. Yeah, go ahead. Just kind of give us a recap on the situation for people that maybe weren't following it super closely, like myself. Just whole saga, wrap it up, summarize it. What do we got, Trent?
So yeah, the Writers Guild in Hollywood has been on strike for a few months now. It's been since early summer, or actually it might have been like April or May when it started. But actors and writers both went on strike to try to get proper compensation for their work put into TV shows and movies. The writers were trying to get uh, a deal for protection against AI usage, for streaming rights, and to get better hours and wages. So yeah, they after months of negotiations and lots of ups and downs, CEOs coming out saying that they'll hold out until people start dropping dead on the streets, um, saying that the writers need to come back to work, saying that they'll never give them a deal, they'll never give them what they're asking for. Yeah, it's finally over. They got protection against a lot of the things that they were wanting. The actors are still on strike, so we still gotta wait for that for official productions to move forward. But I think that this means that like the production side of things could start moving again, which is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think we have yet to really see the effects of the writer's strike since, the way productions are.
Yeah,
That's probably the biggest thing I'm curious about with how long these productions normally take. You couldn't start any new ones because of the strike, because how are you going to start a new anything without a screenplay or like just having a writer in general?
yeah.
So what what do you think the effects are going to be like that we may see in the next like 6 months? Are we going to see anything new coming out in theaters? Have they really talked about this?
I think for like the next like 6 or so months, we're gonna be getting the last of what it is before the strike, and then in a year or so, we're gonna really start to feel the effects of the writer's strike. And luckily, it's not gonna be. I think that this actually, I'm not gonna say that this strike was shorter or longer than the other one, but when the writers went on strike in 2007, there was some like pretty like bad TV plots that were made after the strike. So I would say in like a year and like a year to a year and a half, we might start seeing like maybe just slow like writing like TV shows slowing down and more like reality TV shows.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's something I was kind of thinking about. Like quick jump into reality TV show world. I'm anybody that doesn't know, which would be everybody since this is episode 1, I'm a big reality TV guy. Love reality TV, mainly just like competition reality. I think it's a good break from like scripted media if you just want to kind of like, get stoned and
Yeah.
chill and watch something. It's great. So there's this one coming out. It's called Traitors on NBC, and they just released like the cast for it. And I don't know. It's just reality TV show names. So like if you're not in that world, you don't understand like how insane of a cast they put together. But it's obvious they had absurd funding for this season. And I can imagine that's probably because there's no like other productions going on in NBC.
Yeah.
They're probably not making sitcoms. They're just like traitors.
Yeah. And they're probably like, oh, like we can't delegate money to all of these writers and people that are on strike. So let's just fund it all into these reality TV shows. I saw that Netflix was making Squid Games.
Yeah.
Like,
what is the
reality
point? What is the point in hiring these actors when I could just hire Johnny Bananas for like half the price? Why not?
You still get the same amount of chaos.
I don't know. He's getting old, kind of boring now,
Yeah.
but we'll see. But what are obviously some shows were still in production during this.
Yeah.
What were some of the biggest ones? I think like the one I know about is Abbott because I keep up with Abbott, but what are some of the other like big name ones that may be missing time or just kind of in a disjointed production because they had this wrench right in the middle?
Yeah. So basically, like a lot of TV shows that came out over the past year that were really big, such as like The Last of Us. I know that one, like the casting was put on hold, and they were expecting to get season 2 out in at least like in a year and a half, a couple years, but it might even take a little bit longer now since all this. But yeah, Alabama Elementary is another one. I'm pretty sure that they were almost started filming, so that's going to be coming back. Probably, it might even get just like a later season release. I'm assuming because normally it releases in the fall. Maybe they'll just move it to like a spring or something. If the actors go back to work too after they get their deal.
Yeah.
Amazon, their Lord of the Rings show, that was on like its last episode of production, I believe, and I think that they went like a week and a half with no writers on the set. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm definitely speaking about it like it's done, but you did bring up, the actor strike is still going on, and I think the biggest thing in that is you told me they were going for streaming like revenue splits, and that's where things I can imagine are hitting like a stall because that's a lot you're asking for.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't deserve it because they are the show and like the big part of the show, but you're asking for a lot.
Yeah.
But I hope they get it. Hey, why not?
Me too. And I feel like, like you said, studio executives, they're all like, they have the tendency now to kind of not be open about how much streaming, like how many people actually stream their shows, or they tell companies like a rough estimate of like, oh, like we think like X amount of people watch the show, and it's like you should know exactly how many people watched the movie. We don't need to know that Red Notice was watched by every single Netflix account in the world.
Yeah, Red Notice. I've never heard of Red Notice.
It's this dumb fucking Dwayne Johnson, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds movie that Netflix had like at the beginning of the pandemic, and they said that it was like the biggest movie in the world, and that every Netflix account watched it. And it's like, what metrics do you have to support that?
Well, Well, I can confirm right now I did not watch Red Notice, and I have a Netflix account, so that's at least one
Yeah.
unaccounted for. Which I'm sure I'm not the first person to make that joke. Let's go. Anyways, just getting, just, I mean, overall, I would say this is good, but there's a big caveat there of the actors. This is all actors, right? Just
Yeah, it's all the actors in the SAG-AFTRA. So it's like it's most of the big, like the big. I mean, like if you in a Hollywood production, I think that you have to, you have to like go through something like that. I don't know the specific details, but there has been some actors that have like come forward and signed like a waiver to go back to work early to like work through the strike, which people like people hate on them for. Like Matthew McConaughey did it, and like there was a big thing with Drew Barrymore. She was doing like her talk show when she wasn't supposed to.
interesting. I mean, yeah. That
But yeah,
it's a
we'll have
quick
to
way
see
to
what
get
happens.
alienated. Yeah. Were there actual like scab writers being brought in?
I do not know that for sure.
Yeah, it sounded like how would you
Yeah, no, I think that that's what
find
I'm
a
pretty sure
scab
that's.
writer?
Yeah, I have no idea.
But that's the writer's strike of
Yep.
2023. When we look back in history, I think it will be a pretty pivotal one as we enter the solidified streaming era, and
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
no longer the Wild West, like it used to be. It is now. There's the big platforms, and shows exist purely on those big platforms, and
Yeah,
they bounce around. They do a bunch of shit, and I don't know who gets paid for it. So it's
and it'd
good
be
they're
cool
finally getting that figured
It'd
out.
be cool if, since they're getting paid more, if we got some more episodes and seasons. So, like,
Uh,
like return to like, I need like 15 episodes of Invincible season.
just kind of looping back to the actors strike in reality TV for a second. If they do get streaming rights,
Mm-hmm.
that would probably make reality TV that much more like cheaper of a product to produce,
Oh yeah,
because they're not in on that streaming rights thing. So you not only do you just not have to share the revenue ever, but you also have a cheaper product to make. I think we are going to see such a boom in like just reality TV show volume. I don't know if popularity is going to go anywhere with that, but we're
Yeah.
going to see the volume.
already seeing so many. Like I feel like there's
Yeah.
already so many Big Brother spinoffs, or maybe that's just me, but or there's like a new like the Golden Bachelor or something.
The Golden Bachelor, the 70-year-old bachelor.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
See, when I'm 70, I hope that I'll be able to space travel, like in Starfield. What a janky transition. It's episode 1,
Yeah.
baby.
We're still working on it, working out the kinks. But yeah, let's hop into Starfield.
Let's just talk about Starfield. I didn't consume much content about Starfield going in. And for those of you that don't know, Starfield is the latest Bethesda game. It's first in the series, so it's the first original Bethesda like triple A game they've done. I couldn't tell you when was the first Elder Scrolls, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That would
be like early 2000s or something, right?
I'm sure they've done other stuff that was just super forgettable. But yeah, no, this is the first like original thing they've done in a while, and this is something they've been teasing for a long time, and everyone was kind of just like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. Now it's here, and I it's pretty freaking cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I've put a ton of hours into it, but yeah, the lore I think is super great. I really like the vibe of like space, the different ships, um, outposts, building. Like
Yeah.
I really like it all. It took a lot of elements from Fallout that I liked and improved them. I feel like, and yeah, I could just get lost like playing this game for hours.
Yeah, no, it's like the best Bethesda game I've ever played.
Uh,
And it's kind of everything I love about Fallout and Skyrim without the jank of it.
yeah,
And like I know a lot of people like in the gaming RPG like hardcore they don't love Bethesda games.
no,
I've always been just like Bethesda games cuz they have character.
yeah,
They have like they got a lot of character. And they're fun to play for that reason because like for me the RPG element of it is better because I could like feel something for the characters even though they're like these goofy 3D models that
yeah.
all like kind of move the same and behave similar.
Yeah, you have
I
like a
don't know.
personal you have like a personal experience, and it feels like even if it's not exactly if it's not exactly unique to you, like it feels
Yeah.
like it is,
And
which
like
I like
there's
about
like
those Bethesda
it's got
games.
like it's got like classic Bethesda voice acting
Yeah.
turned up to a 10. Like
Hey, you need to go do this. Yeah.
but then every once in a while there's like a uniquely voiced female character and it sounds like she was recorded in like a different room or
Yeah.
something, or
Recorded
it's
in a
her
box.
first voice acting thing I've ever heard. And it's just like not judging. It works. It works. I really like it.
Yeah.
Because there's just randomly people that just sound absurd, like Ron Hope. Shout out Ron Hope.
Yeah. That dude, yeah, that dude sounds ridiculous. There's just a lot of like accents in it that I think are funny.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like there's a couple Australian people that I've run across. Um, there was like this dude that I ran across who was like this like Irish singer in this ship, and he's just like singing a song.
And we're just gonna get into general spoilers here.
Yeah,
We're not gonna talk too much about like the major reveals or plot points,
yeah,
but just like general stuff. So something I do find interesting about the accents is like the fact that nobody is from America or Australia or anywhere on Earth because Earth is just this giant sand pit, and it
yeah,
has been for all of their lives because most of these people have grown up in space and like their parents grew up in space.
yeah,
So they're like of these generations that even though they're still human, they're basically like Gen Z that grew up in space. So they don't know of any Americas or any like history like that because that was years ago and kind of lost to time.
yeah. That's very true. I think that there'd be like a mix of accents or something, or
Yeah.
just all one.
But
Yeah,
it
you
would
go
make
to one and there's like
sense.
Russian accents.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
It would make sense because I've looked into a little bit of like the backstory of how it all like started,
Mhm.
and it's super interesting how like it was basically the UC was the UN essentially, and they were like, okay, we got to get everybody off Earth because Earth's gonna die.
Yeah,
So we're the UC, come with us. But then they were like, fuck, we can't afford to get everybody into space. So we got to let some of these like Elon Musk, independently wealthy types go up into space and start colonizing. And that's where you get the Freestar Collective.
yeah,
And then there's this like one ship that's carrying like a few 100,000 people and it disappears. And then no one knows how it disappears. It's like this big mystery, and it becomes like this cult that worships a snake god that all of those people. So it's just really cool world building. And I think they can do a Starfield 2 in 10 years and a Starfield 3 in then 8 years and then a Starfield 4 in 10 more years. And I think that Bethesda really hit out of the park with this one.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I totally love it, and there's just so much you could do. And like I find myself like wondering like, oh, I want to go try to join this. I want to try to like go do this, or like, oh, there's a ship that just landed over there. Let me go see if I could. Let me go see if I could take it over, and like all that stuff you could, anything that you could think of, you could essentially do. And if you could really play the game to where you're like, oh, like what I'm trying to say is like any like profession that I imagined in like Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, like I feel like you could make like a living doing that in Starfield. Like your character can make a living doing that in Starfield. Like you could be like a smuggler, you could be a scavenger, you can be a ranger, you could be
Yeah.
like different, like an explorer.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think the role play elements that you could do is like dope. Just being like, oh, I want to play this. I'm only level 25. I've played a bit, but I already want to like go and play as a like pirate now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like make sense for my current character to
Same.
like just randomly start being a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like the role play elements and like the speech. There's so many speech options.
Yeah.
For like if you have a certain rank, if you're a certain faction, if you're like a certain trait or backstory, there's so many special dialogue options. It's so cool.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. I love that game.
So how about we give like obviously if you are not a fan of gaming or you've never played like an RPG game in particular, I do think this is like a good one to just start with. There's no like unnecessary lore. All of like the sci-fi elements are pretty grounded of just like 500 years in the future kind of stuff, because it's like it's fairly grounded in that realm, and it comes from like reality in that sense. There's no like jumping into like wizards and having to understand this like weird nerd shit that I get turns people off. This doesn't have any of that.
Yeah, you could just pick up a gun, run around, grab your ship, shoot things if you want,
and do whatever the fuck you want to do. And yeah, it's really fun, and I recommend you play it. So highly recommend.
Also, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I've become a big photo mode guy. Through like I've been playing a lot of games this year, and the photo mode and how it adds it to your screensaver is sick.
That is sick. I didn't know that. I haven't been doing much photo moding, so I should get on that. Heck yeah. So I wanted to talk about Hasbro.
Mm-hmm.
Because before we got in the call talking about what we wanted to talk about, I mentioned Hasbro, and Hasbro really fascinates me as like a brand. Going into the like just the movie industry in general right now. So obviously, Hasbro Transformers. That's like their bread and butter. But then they like have just been releasing a lot of stuff, and like quietly they're just kind of racking them up.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I was wrong earlier. Barbie is Mattel, not Hasbro.
That's that's fine. That's fine. We can credit the toy companies in general because this kind of goes into the whole point of this thing is just brands and licensing, right? Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among
Dungeons and Dragons,
Honor Among Themes. You watched that?
Yeah, I did watch it. I thought it was good.
Would you watch another Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, me too.
If they could even like switch up the characters. They could keep any of the characters. That could be fun.
You could do a sequel where like Matt Damon, was it Matt Damon?
Bradley Cooper?
Chris Pine?
Oh, Chris Pine, yeah.
Chris Pine, yeah. I get him confused sometimes. Chris Pine. You could have him just be like the side character.
Yeah.
Where like in the next movie and do like a completely different gang of misfits and stuff. But yeah. Transformers Rise of the Beast. You see that movie?
I did not watch Rise of the Beast.
I did watch Transformers Rise of the Beast.
What'd you think about it?
It's like, okay, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but like, why does it feel like every movie talks about Brooklyn? It was another Brooklyn movie.
Damn.
And I don't know if I'm noticing this, but obviously you have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Brooklyn. Then there was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Brooklyn. Then there was the Mario movie. We gotta say Brooklyn.
Yep. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They played No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. It's just a trend I'm noticing. Brooklyn gets mentioned a lot.
Most recognizable city in America, apparently.
Get your cloud up. Get cloud up, Queens. It's not even a city, it's a borough.
What about Manhattan? Like, Manhattan ain't got shit, apparently.
No one talks about Manhattan anymore. No one gives a fuck. It's just Brooklyn. And then Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. Did you see that?
Oh, I definitely watched Snake Eyes. No, I did not.
I did not either.
I heard it was not good, though.
According to the Wikipedia page, it's had a box office of 40 million.
It's not great.
So, not great.
Probably put what? 300 million into that movie?
It was a budget of about 80 to 110 million, but obviously that doesn't count marketing though.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fair to say it's probably a $200 million dollar. Yeah, it was a big flop. So
can't forget about the 2017 Power Rangers movie.
So wait. Did I forget about the 2017 Power Rangers movie? I did. Did you see the 2017 Power Rangers movie?
I did watch that. Bryan Cranston was in that, and one of the dudes from Stranger Things, but that one was all right. I liked the Power Rangers when I was a kid, so it was decent, yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
that is all the words and emotion you could mutter in the defense of the Power Rangers movie.
Yep. I will not go to bat anymore for the 2017 Power Rangers movie. What I think that they should do is, I think that they should start doing like, apparently there's like, what is it? An Uno movie coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it's like some sort of like bank heist type movie. So I feel like you gotta do like you gotta like cross genres. You gotta do like I don't know if you've seen like the movie Game Night, where it's like a group of like people in their late 30s, and they get together to have uh what they said is like there's gonna be like fake murders and assassinations going on, but then it turns into like actual like people actually like dying and stuff. But
Oh, right, right. I have seen it vaguely in a lot of like hotels on like
yeah,
TV as a TV movie.
but that's a good movie. I feel like they could do things where it's like, oh, I didn't really expect um a, a Winnie the Pooh uh, horror movie, which is a real thing, by the way. But I was just using
I know I
cross
went
genres.
I took a Tinder date to see it, and that was the worst decision of my fucking life. That movie was terrible.
You're not going to see the sequel.
Go on.
There's a sequel coming out that the trailer was just released this week.
What's the sequel about?
I don't know. I didn't see the first one, so I didn't care to check out the trailer for the second one. But I saw that it existed.
Is it just like a two? Does it have a subtitle?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
is he
it's
back for blood?
yeah, it's probably like a Back for Blood situation.
All right. Well, we had a it's a game. It's a gadget. We had a letterbox list, or you had a letterbox list.
Yep.
Let's go.
So this one I got a couple different ones. Oh, my camera just went out of view, or just went out of focus.
It's all good. We can edit. Gotta take a drink of soda.
Okay, I fixed it. All right, so I got a couple different letterbox lists for you, Ty.
All right.
One might be a little bit too easy, one might be a little bit too hard, but we'll see. We'll see what how well you do.
We'll be in the middle.
So this one, so the first one we're gonna do is called "Look Who's Talking." So these are best human human talking animals.
Wait, what am I guessing?
So this is a letterbox list, and you got to guess which movies are in the list. This one's way too easy, huh?
No. Read it again. Read it again.
Okay. So this letterbox list is called "Look Who's Talking," right? So it is a list that has movies that have uh, animals with human voices.
Okay. Got it.
So this one, so we could say like get like three right, and you get like X amount of guesses or something.
Okay. How many are in the list?
So there are 20 movies in this list.
Okay, there's 20 movies in the list. If I get... Okay. I gotta get 3 right on how many guesses? 5?
5 guesses, yeah.
All right. Look who's talking. I don't know why.
I tried to get a list to where like movies that you would know.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Just
My brain is...
any movie with a character with a talking animal.
Okay, all right. Up.
Up is number 1 on the list. Yep.
Uh,
There is 5 more animated movies on the list, and then the rest are live action.
Gotcha. Jesus Christ, my brain is not working. I can't think of any animal movies. And it doesn't help that I was just for the color red, it just had a picture of like red from Angry Birds, so I just wanted to say Angry Birds, but I knew that wasn't there.
I think this is movies where the animals can talk to the humans.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to know? Do you want a hint?
Ted.
Ted, not on the list, because Ted is not an animal, right? He's a teddy bear.
That's true. That is true. He's not a bear. He's a teddy bear. That was foolish of me, really.
Yeah, how could you?
Paddington.
Paddington is on the list.
He's a real bear. So I've gotten 2 right. I need 1.
Yeah. And you can't say Paddington too.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille is on the list. Congratulations.
Okay, that was a really easy list. You were right, and my brain just turned off. All right, so the next thing we wanted to go ahead and hop into were a bit of some 60-second reviews where you're going to summarize and recommend or not recommend a movie. And you're just going to go really quick. It's going to be straight off the dome. It's a test of your moviness.
Movie
you're going to do
recollection
2.
knowledge.
All right.
Yep, 2 movies.
I got 2 movies for you. You don't know what they are.
All right.
And you're going to go on a rating scale of, the 1 star to 5 star or 0 stars to 5 stars. And you could have halves as well. Yeah, okay. But you got to make sure you get that rating in there.
Okay.
And the 2 movies you're going to be doing, one's going to be Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
And then you're going to do Bottoms starring Marshawn Lynch.
Okay. I got this.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
I was counting down to go back into it, and then we'll do another countdown.
I see. Okay.
My bad. 3, 2, 1. I'm back into it. All right, and I got the timer right up here. If you are on the YouTube audience, where we got our nice graphic going on here, just wanted to point that out real quick. Anyways, we have a timer. Yeah, for the people watching on YouTube, there's a timer right here. Go ahead and start in 3, 2, and 1.
All right, so Avengers Endgame. So half the Marvel Universe is dead. Only the original Avengers survive, and they got to go through time and get all of the Infinity Stones together to build another Infinity Gauntlet so that they can defeat Thanos and reunite all of the Marvel Universe and win and dust Thanos. So that's my and I rate it 5 out of 5 tenths.
You got about 18 seconds.
18 seconds. So the coolest part definitely was when Captain America had a broken shield and stood up against Thanos. I don't normally do spoilers in these, but everybody's seen this movie, so I'm going to do spoilers.
All right. And okay. Bottoms, go.
All right, so Bottoms just came out over the summer. It's a comedy movie. It's about 2 high school girls who start a fight club to try to like hit on the two girls who they have crushes on, and so they get together the school fight club, and then they gotta have an advisor for this club. So they hit up Marshawn Lynch, who's like a substitute teacher who had to take over for one of the teachers, but he's like recently divorced, and he's really funny in it, and
20 seconds.
And there's just a lot of funny situations that goes on in the school. They paint like the football players as like these like over dramatic, like crybabies. It's really funny, and yeah, that's my review, Pops. And I rated 4 out of 5 tenths.
4 out of 5 tenths.
All right, how much time I got? 5.
You went about a second over.
Oh damn. Okay.
Which one do you prefer?
I prefer Endgame, obviously, because this is a comic book movie podcast. But yeah, you'll find that my scale of movies is kind of all over the place. I'll most of the time just rate movies right after I watch them, so get a nice fresh take in there. And,
you give Bottoms a 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
Is Bottoms a 4 out of 5 movie?
it's a good comedy.
Okay, all right. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch Bottoms. I'll be sure to watch Bottoms and report back next week and tell you if it is a 4 out of 5 movie. So make sure to tune in next week for my review of Bottoms. We're going to go ahead and do Who Am I? Because Who Am I is this genius, never before done idea where I am going to, become. I'm going to tap into the brain of some of Hollywood's biggest and brightest stars out there. And I am going to give you an exclusive, anonymous kind of interview where you're going to try to figure out who I am.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my best with the information provided to me by the Neuralink I got going on with this celebrity.
Okay.
That I know who they are.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
So, go ahead and shoot with your first question.
Fuck, I really should have tried to come up with some questions or something.
It's okay. My presence fucking it gets.
Sorry, I'm a little bit shocked by your presence.
Yeah.
So
you would be.
Yeah. So what genre do you say that you work in most?
I do whatever the fuck I want.
So you dabble in a little bit of everything.
I would say like movies.
Okay. And you're normally behind the camera for these movies?
God, no.
Okay. I'm sorry. And how long would you say that it takes you to get ready when you're in front of the camera?
Between 1 to 6 hours.
1 and 6 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
And the types of roles that you do, are you normally wearing a lot of clothes, or do you normally wear like a t-shirt and shorts, or
I mean, I wear a variety of clothes. What kind of human doesn't wear a variety of clothes?
I don't know. That was a dumb question. Um, um, what who's uh who's the best director that you say that you've worked with, or your favorite?
Uh, you know, I really like Scott Dale.
Scott Dale. Of course, how could I forget? Scott Dale. Um, Going off that, your movies with Mr. Dale. What other actors have you worked with?
I mean, probably couple that you know, like, do you know Dolph Lundgren
Mm-hmm.
or Jason Statham? Either of those guys?
Oh yeah, big big old head then. So have you ever? Would you say that you've done over 5 action movies?
Oh yeah.
And are you wearing a and do you I'm assuming do you shoot do you prefer shooting handguns or large assault guns, assault rifles?
Uh, I mean, I could do either.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you're Sylvester Stallone.
That is your first incorrect answer.
Okay.
You have 2 remaining.
Okay. So you were not in the Expendables then?
What?
The movies, or the movie The Expendables?
Is that a question?
I said, so you were not in the movie The Expendables.
I was.
Okay. That narrows it down to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
No, okay.
You have 1 remaining.
Um, have you had the same color of hair your whole life?
No.
Okay. Do you have any tattoos on the
Yeah.
surface that you can see?
I mean, depends what I'm wearing.
Gotcha. Um, are you you're I shouldn't have mistaken you for Sylvester Stallone because you look under 6 feet. Is that true?
That that is true, yeah.
Are you Bruce Willis?
You are incorrect.
Damn it. Okay.
So that is 3 wrong. You are officially wrong. I feel like you were on it, but I successfully got you off the track. It was Megan Fox.
Ah, okay.
I thought you were on it with that question with the t-shirt and the shorts. That's why I gaslit you.
I see. That was good. So I was thinking Dolph Lundgren, thinking Rocky. Pretty sure he was in the Expendables as well.
Yeah.
I didn't know Megan Fox was in the Expendables.
She's in Expendables 4. She's Gina.
Damn. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this episode of the Variant Cast.
Yeah, that seems like it. My closing thoughts would be maybe don't see the Expendables 4.
No.
It has a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Maybe see the first three, but not the fourth one. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't watch any of them.
So that does it for the first episode of the Variant Cast. I thank you all for watching and have a great night.
Make sure to check us out on YouTube.
Wherever you are, morning. Good night.
See you later. Deuces.
Deuces. Good day.